Not understanding GEX order flow with a one-to-one risk-reward ratio is making you unprofitable, or at least it's kind of hindering your profitability, and it's the reason why you're not as profitable as you could be, right? Let's be honest, you've invested time, effort, and probably tons of money into this. You deserve the results. So, I'm about to walk you through the most important thing you need to know in order to trade with this strategy and make thousands of dollars day trading per month. I'm not saying you're going to be super rich, Lambo, this, that, whatever. I'm saying let's start making 3 to 4K a month. Let's start getting an ROI on your investment, right? So, what is it? We're going to master the GEX order flow strategy with going only for one-to-ones. Now, I'm not talking about 1-to-8s, 1-to-5s, anything crazy, although you could get them once you understand the strategy well enough, but the one-to-ones, the basics that are going to compound your accounts into payouts rather than bleed them out into resets, and more blown funded accounts, as you probably have experienced. So, how do you do that? We're going to do 3 things in order to do this, right? First is we're going to adapt a mindset of going for one-to-ones, of going for small base hits that are going to build your accounts steadily over time and get you payouts. Again, I've seen hundreds of thousands, well, no, thousands of traders and their results and their failures and their tendencies and the goods, the bads. And trust me, this has been the most profitable way I've seen people trade. Second, we're going to understand how to read the GEX levels, right? Again, these levels move 60 to 80% of all the market volume. So we're going to understand how to trade these levels to get the right trades. And then third, we're going to learn how to use liquidity to get our take profits, to get our stop losses, to get our entries, which is going to be the entire framework to being able to get these trades off. Let's get straight into it. So this exact thing is what I've been trading with for the past 5 years. And it's made me just over $1 million over the past 5 years. That's right, it's all verified, it's all with the statements. You can check out all the videos. So let's be completely honest. Learning this early in the journey can not only shave years off of your trading curve, but just like Nasir, it can help you make $10,000 within 6 to 7 months of learning it, right? It really is that simple. And if you want me to teach you one-on-one, if you want to hop on calls with me, trade live with me, and you think that, hey, taking this to the next level can and will make me profitable, just click the link below. Again, there's no cost to it. There's no cost to scheduling a call, no cost to anything. Let's have a conversation about your trading, and if it's a good fit, we'll work together. So let's go into step 1 of implementing this strategy. That is the GEX levels. We understand that each level has a different way to trade it, right? For example, the GEX levels, under negative exposure, we trade the breakthroughs. Under positive exposure, we trade the rejections. Negative exposure, anything under the HVL. As price goes up, dealers are going to buy. As price goes down, dealers are going to sell, right? So if we're under the HVL, we're going to trade the break of the levels. If we're above the HVL, we're going to trade the rejection of the levels. That's the key right there. So market opens at around 9:30 right here. Well, it opens at 9:30 here, right? And we have buyers under price. We have sellers above price here, sellers here, sellers here. So all these GEX levels loaded with liquidity, right? So let's say that you're somebody who likes to take trades pre-market, right? Or maybe at market open. You're kind of a fiend. You're a wild one like that. So instead of putting our stop at a random place where, hey, it's a wick, it's a London lows, it's a equal lows, it's a whatever. No, that's not how this works, okay? You're going to put it right under these buyers, which are going to be your last line of defense. And again, we're just going to target liquidity for a one-to-one. Now we can go for the put support and get a 0.86 to 1. I wouldn't recommend it, at least a 1-to-1. We can go for the HVL, or hey, the nearest point of liquidity is right at this GEX level, right? The GEX 4. So even then, we're getting a 1.35 to 1. But now, let's be realistic. That's a very quick trade, and that's kind of going to mess us up. So again, just to review, negative exposure, we're going to trade the breakthrough of the level. So this level, we're going to trade the breakthrough, right? If we have this put support, we're going to trade the breakthrough. And then under positive exposure, we're either going to trade the rejection of this level, or we're going to trade the rejection of this level. So let's go into those trades that we're going to be taking after this one. Again, you're going to get multiple attempts in a single session for a high quality trade. GEX level, exposure, and then if it's loaded with liquidity, that's our confirmation. Trade 2 of our mystical magical session is going to be this buy right here at the put support. Because we're trading the breakthrough, we do not need to wait for a rejection or retest. We can just send it. So as soon as we break above these sellers at the put support, we can take our trade. Again, our stop loss is going to be either at the nearest GEX level or the nearest liquidity. In this case, because price is moving so much and so quick, we want to be conservative. Why? Because the whole magic behind this one-to-one strategy is you give the market room for the natural movements. You give the market room to roam around. You're not trying to be perfect. You're not trying to snipe it. You're trying to stack bread. So You're going to put your stop loss at the nearest Gex level with liquidity down here. And you're just going to go for a 1-to-1. Nothing too crazy, right? We're risking 30 points to get 29 points to get 32 points. That's great. You just hit 2 take profits in 45 seconds. Tell me what other strategy is going to give you 2 TPs by 9:30. By the end of within 60 seconds, we already had 2 opportunities at 2 full take profits at a 1-to-1. Hey, maybe you decided to extend it 1 to 1.5, right? So by 9:31, before most people are even drawing their freaking rectangles, talking about a fair value gap, an algorithm, this, that, whatever, you're already done with your trading session. That's how powerful this strategy is, right? And that's the importance of the 1-to-1. Hey, Emilio, that was too quick. The market open is too aggressive. I didn't want to trade it. Okay, let's go into the positive exposure environment, right? So we know that anywhere above here, right, all this area, it's going to be positive exposure. Therefore, we're going to trade the rejection at the levels, right, above the HVL. So we want to make sure that we trade the rejection from this GEX or from this GEX. So because price already burst through this GEX level so much, as we can see here, we know that the only thing we can do is take a buy after it rejects. And coincidentally, we had buyers here. So we had the level, the where, and we had the liquidity, the when, and the how. So as soon as these buyers get executed, we know that, hey, this is the lowest point where the buyers came in, right? This is where they kind of started to move from. And that's where we go. So as soon as we see this rejection, this is when we execute. We don't execute as it's going down. The most important thing, I see so many people do this and it drives me freaking nuts, guys. If price is going down, why are you buying? Wait for price to go up. Ride the momentum. Be in less drawdown. Or price is going up and you're like, oh, this is a good idea to sell. You think it's a good idea to take a sell as price is going up with momentum? Who taught you that? Ask them for a refund. Again, I've never understood why traders do this, but again, we're going to stop doing that now. That's just going to save you a lot of drawdown. So you're going to take your entry here. Once we see the buyers, and again, you have a lot of room here to play with your stop, but we're being conservative today, right? We can go our stop under the put support, under the liquidity down here, and we can go for the nearest point of liquidity. So again, guys, I'm trying to be conservative. I'm trying to keep these small take profits, and we're still getting a 1.7R. So again, I try to make it a 1-to-1 video, but because this strategy works so well, I can't even give you a 1-to-1. When you're being simple and conservative too, you're reaching at the 1-to-2. So if you went for the full GEX level, you're almost at the full 1-to-2. That's how good this strategy is. Let's say you were super, hyper, mega, ultra conservative, and you had, how big of this stop is this? 50-point stop. Come on, bro. If you're trading a 50-point stop, you got to get serious with it. But let's say you had a 50-point stop, you're still getting a 1-to-1, which is insane, right? That's 3 trades, and it is 9:48 in the trading session. You worked for 18 minutes and had the potential for 3 take profits. If you're risking $1,000, you already made 3K on your day, and it is 9:48. 18 minutes, you probably take a longer bathroom break at work, right? And you already made 3K in this session. Phenomenal. Hey, Emilio, I missed 3 buys. I'm still new to this. That's fine. Let's trade the other GEX rejection. We get to this point, again, positive exposure, we trade the rejection, and we had sellers on Bookmap here. Again, the sellers are going to be the big red hot liquidity. Once they kind of get activated, we go for it. So the sellers here, again, I like to take my trades within 20 points max of the GEX levels. So let's say I took this trade at 35 for the sake of the example. Let's say we took them at 30. Not everybody gets great entries. That's fine. You don't need great entries to be a great trader. Most of my entries are kind of whack. So stop loss goes above here, above the last point where we saw sellers, right? Where the sellers took over the buyers, the highest point. Let's go for a 1-to-1. You were in this trade, what? 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes, 1, 2, 3 minutes off. But you know what, Emilio? I saw that we had liquidity below at the HVL. That's a 1-to-2. Hey, you know what? We had liquidity at the put support. We had that here. We're still talking about a 1 to 2.3. That is insane. Or hey, maybe you decided to go for the lowest liquidity, right? You were like, hey, I'm not going to listen to Emilio. I'm going to take my own reins. And for once, it actually played out. That's a 1-to-4. So again, even with the most conservative mode, it is hard to get a 1-to-1 because of how good these levels are. So again, if you're liking this, if you're understanding this well, and you want to take it to the next level, and just like Nasir, make 12K in a month after working 6 months with me, or like Anthony, who was able to make 40K in 2 months after working with me for 8 months, click the link below. Again, it's not going to cost you a cent. We'll have a nice trading conversation, maybe even become friends. But I'm here to help your trading. And aside from that, just comment below what other videos you want to see. Again, we can get into full Gex theory, we can do the math behind it, we can do the full explanation with the data from all the different sources behind this. Again, all the strategy is data backed. That's why it works so well. It's not a secret algo that nobody knows about, which is fake, and that, again, and all that stuff that doesn't exist. Those are just patterns and repurposed theories. And it's not anything that's like, oh, hypothetical. I hope this FVG gets filled. I hope this order cock breaks. I hope this smart money trap works, whatever it is they're calling it now. This is just, you're trading the data, you're trading the numbers, and you're making money from them. It really is as simple as that. So click the link below. Let's schedule a one-on-one. Let's talk. And again, guys, if you appreciate these videos, if you like them, you find them educational, just make sure to like and subscribe. It helps a lot, right, to get it to more people out there, to help more traders with their journey, to get away from all these false trading strategies and expectations. And appreciate you guys watching this video. Have a great rest of your day. Adios.